All right, everybody. Hello and welcome to the D League Podcast, episode 3 of the 2023 season. I'm your commissioner, Jameson, as always, and with me is my co commissioner, Austin.
With you as always is Garth.
Yeah, we should really tweak that and just do that.
Yeah.
We've just completed week 1, and we're going to give you a little bit of updates just what's happened in the last week. So I guess Austin, you want to kick it off? How was your matchup this last week?
uh, Pretty good. I was the lowest scorer in all of Guggenheim, so
Nice.
I did manage to do what I thought I would. Well, what I was going to struggle to do, um, but I committed to it was just not look at scores all the way until Tuesday. So um, I did look at Thursday, obviously, because I still have to set stuff up on Sunday. But um, once kickoff happened, I just didn't open anything until Tuesday. Good thing I didn't because I scored 77 points and lost to Denton, who did not have Jonathan Taylor or Travis Kelsey, and he also started Elijah Mitchell, who got him 1 point.
Nice.
That's how bad everything was. If you just looked at my matchup, it was just red. Every single person missed their projection by 6+. So that was great. My week in general was pretty fine. Rosemary, got to see her first Iowa State loss, got to see her first Chiefs loss, her
Mm,
first Vikings loss, and her first Twins loss, all in the same 3-day span. So
get her ready.
she is well equipped to be a huge fucking loser, just like me.
Great.
Um, but she seemed to take it in stride. So um, yeah, it was bad. It was really bad. How was yours?
Awesome.
You're
Well,
crying to me a bunch, but I'm pretty sure you're 1-0.
it was a little bit. There's a little mix there. So first, I was trying to watch the Iowa State game, and I had just
Make
gotten
mistake.
the ESPN Plus bundle, and thought, hey, I'm going to get to watch the game. No problem. I can just sit down. I can watch the game. That's not how it works. You don't just get ESPN Plus and then get all of the Iowa State games. You have to track it down on like a Fox over the air station. I tried to almost sign up for Fubo. I was all over the place trying to see if I could watch this game, and finally, I think it'd been like 20 minutes, and then I think Iowa scored, and I'm just like, I'm gonna go find something else to do. I'm sick of messing with this, and then it turns out that was time well spent because we did not win that game, as is tradition. We do not. Matt Campbell does not beat Kirk Ferentz. That's just like one of our rules.
Yeah, word
So
of advice is if you need to spend any money at all to watch the Iowa State game, don't bother.
yeah, that's
Campbell's a
well.
fucking joke, so just don't worry about it.
I'm still happier. I'm still happier with Campbell than I have been with most other coaches. But this isn't a game that I'm caring less and less about trying to like see this game every year. It's just like it's not going to happen. I don't know why. And then the rest of the season is generally more exciting.
There was always this talk from the Iowa side is that we should cancel the game because it's just a trap for us. Like it doesn't matter. And now I'm on their side. We should cancel this game because I'm so tired of Matt Campbell not caring. And then the next week he's like, I actually think we played really well. It's great, and we averaged 8 points a game against them. So just if you don't want to try, just fucking cancel it. Play South Dakota State or something, whatever. They can have
Yeah.
the one good thing in their entire lives. They can just have the overall series, and that's fine with me.
Well, I mean, I would die before the season flips or the overall series flips. Like, I don't think there's enough
Oh yeah,
years in my
that
there's
would
not
never
enough
happen.
years in my life to have that series flip.
No,
So
RJ will, she'll live to 100, and that series will still be, 50 plus on the favor of Iowa.
yeah,
So
like every year,
this
you
doesn't matter.
recognize your mortality a little bit more, and every year, I know in my heart a little bit more that we will never flip that
Yeah,
ratio. So
I feel fine, and then the Iowa State game happens. I need to go to therapy.
yeah, basically. Well, as in fantasy wise, yeah, it was a little bit of an up and down. I kind of did the opposite of you. I was really watching the game, like the scores and the games. I'm following everything and being disappointed when like Jalen Hurts gets 12 points. Jarek McKinnon gets 1.5. Like just really things like I'm seeing injury designations flopping all over the place, like for no reason before games. Like what is it? We had the top 2 tight ends that were injured before games even started. So a lot of random stuff happening. But games went all right. Like I was projected up, was projected down a little bit. Things got real tight at the end. And then on that Monday night game, I had my favorite Tyler Bass, who was my kicker last year, and I've got him back this year, and he's ready to go because he had Garrett Wilson and he had Greg Davis, and I was
Who's Greg Davis?
Greg Davis. Isn't his name Greg Davis? Yeah, the Buffalo wide receiver.
Gabe Davis.
Gabe Davis. Sorry, not Greg. Sorry, but yes, Greg Davis. Noted wide receiver Greg Davis. But he played like no name with 4.2 points. So anyway, like I end up with that. Tyler gets 13 points, a totally respectable amount of points. And Garrett, obviously, without Aaron Rodgers, doesn't do that great. Does okay. Like I think he got a touchdown that was fairly impressive, but I didn't watch it at all. Like I just went to bed.
Well, no wonder you said it's fairly impressive. You need to watch that highlight. Garrett Wilson. Yeah. He was a defender on that play, and it was incredible.
Well, I heard it was an incredible play, and that's kind of. But I need to go back. I didn't watch it. I didn't watch any of that live, and then I woke up to a win, which was obviously great. But didn't it go into overtime? Like I'm really glad that I wasn't up late watching that game because I would have just stressed out. So I think it was proof of the concept that it's better to just not watch any football. Although I did. You can get NFL Plus for $15 a month, and that'll get you Red Zone, which I think that's the most efficient cost per like snap watched that you could possibly make.
I'm splitting YouTube TV right now with my brother-in-law and like 3 of his friends, so it's like $15 a month for all of YouTube TV. It's amazing.
That's pretty good. Yeah, if you can do that, that's probably even better because then you can do the quad box on your own.
Yeah, I think Tyler Bass is a really good pickup because it seems like Josh Allen has somehow reverted to like first-year Josh Allen. He was really bad to the end of last year, and then now he's comes out of the gate with 4 turnovers. So in the red zone, he's probably just going to fuck up, and you'll just get 50-yard field goals from your man Bass.
Hopefully, that's what I want. I want to see that.
Yeah.
But anyway, I ended up with a win, so I can't complain too much. I think but it did really make me think. Like it made me ponder a bit. Like I shouldn't watch any of this. Like I should just check in on Tuesday.
It was. I really enjoyed watching Red Zone all day because I wasn't checking anything. I could just kind of enjoy it.
Red Zone is great.
It's only week 1, and it still was extremely hard for me not to try and just do all the math in my head. You know, like I have that guy, I have that guy, I have that. Like, cut to the Chargers game, and the Scott Hansen's like, check out this play, and it's Keenan Allen catching a ball and going down. But that's not why we're telling you that play. Actually, zoom in over here on the opposite side of the field. Your guy, Mike Williams, is getting clobbered in the head by some defender for no fucking reason at all. And now he's out of the game for a quarter and a half. Deshaun Watson runs it in. Like, great. I have Nick Chubb. I haven't seen any Nick Chubb on the entire Red Zone feed for the entire 3.5 hours. So what's happening, Nick? Derek?
Yeah. Tell me about
where are these guys? What's happening with these guys? So I'm hoping that it's like kind of like smoking where like it's really hard in the beginning. And then eventually week 4 or 5 comes along and I just don't think about it anymore. I can just like enjoy football, but it was a step in the right direction, I would say.
Yeah, I think we're making positive mental steps in our consumption of fantasy football related content. So that's good.
Right.
Yeah. I would agree. So yeah, great. So I went 1-0, you went 0-1, but maybe you'll turn it around this one. But we have like kind of the same team, so we're going to probably have a lot of the same highs and lows.
I would say so.
I guess going back over week 1 in general, what are the reactions? What do you think? Like you wrote the questions. Who do you think you missed on? Who did you mess up taking? Who did you really nail? So
I was thinking about. We were talking about, I think in like week 4 or 5 last week, how if you didn't have an elite quarterback, you like fucked up because like the Hurtses, the Allens, Mahomes, all those guys were like destroying people. And then this year, all of the top like 8 quarterback, the quarterbacks taken the first 10 rounds, all of them got outscored by like Jordan Love and Mac Jones and I mean, Jesus, fucking Zach Wilson outscored Lamar Jackson. Like, it was just a disaster across the board. And I'm wondering if all of us fucked up and was like, the lesson we should have taken from last year was that quarterback still does not matter. Jalen Hurts, I think last year was picked in like the 6th or 7th round, and he was, I don't know, quarterback 2. So instead of me taking him in the 3rd round like I did, and he was terrible, I lost to Denton, who had Kirk Cousins, who outscored Jalen Hurts by like 6 points, which was the difference in my matchup. I should have just waited and taken Tua in, the 10th round or whatever the fuck it was. So I think I messed up. That's the first time in 10 years I've done that, and it has already bit me in the ass. I also missed on ETN and Pollard. Both of those guys are probably going to be top 4 or 5 running backs. I took Nick instead. Nick's not doing so great. I think I nailed the Fields and DJ Moore picks. Justin Fields is the Bears are the worst team in football. They're going to get the first overall pick again. Justin Fields is the worst quarterback in football. If you watched any of the game, he can't throw more than 0 yards in front of him. It has to be a screen behind him. And even then, that's going in the dirt. And then DJ Moore, anyone was thinking that DJ Moore is going to save him, it's not happening, dude. You got to drop both those guys. Go get Brock Purdy. Go get Jesus. Just go drop Fields for Purdy and you'll win your league. It'll be fine. But DJ Moore ain't it. That's what happens when your Ohio State QB has to throw downfield and not, a screen against 5th string preseason guys. Like, it's over for them. That's your Caleb Williams season is beginning right now. And then fucked up taking, I think Will tanked my entire season by taking Calvin Ridley a pick ahead of me, forcing me into Amari Cooper. He doomed me. And then he also lost this week, so I hope that just continues, you piece of shit.
He got what was coming to him.
Exactly. He did score 40 points more than me, but he also lost, so eat shit.
Yeah. Loss is a loss.
Yeah. Doesn't matter.
Yep. I guess on my side of the ball, I'm trying to think about as far as people I missed on, I mean, Jerick McKinnon doing anything like that.
Yeah.
But I mean, it wasn't a lot of investment. I mean, I don't think I didn't pick him particularly high, but yeah, like he's worthless. I mean, he's not going to get anything out of it. He's already off my team. Like he's off. I don't know if I really, these other people that I'm looking at my thing, I don't know if they're huge misses, but they just all got injured. Like I just have, I'm not feeling great about it because I got, Eckler has an injury. I had Tyler Lockett who had like a concussion for part of that game. And yeah, maybe that's going to be a miss because they didn't.
I like that part of the game. He's probably fine.
Yeah.
I'm sure he got over it.
Yeah.
Him and Mike Williams are both like, nah, I'm good.
Yeah, I'm good.
I just got fucking annihilated directly in my skull.
Yep. Deontay Johnson, he's out for 4 weeks now. Like that was rough. I had Kenneth Gainwell, he was a hot pickup this weekend or this week, and he's out. So can't play him. And then, and then the other part that my big miss was who I started. So my wide receivers were Jahan Dotson, Lockett, and Deontay Johnson. And on my bench were Zay Jones, Michael Pittman, and Romeo Dobbs. So
that's 4 touchdowns on your bench.
Yeah.
Compared to 0 in your starting lineup.
Yeah. I think if I were to add up all those players together, that's about, it's 13, 15 points. Zay Jones scored 1 less than that. So one Zay Jones would have been better than my, or just equivalent more or less to my entire receiving core. So feels great. I mean, but then Isaiah Hodgins, he was on mine. He's already gone. Like he didn't do anything. So he actually was the worst single player on my team. So off he goes.
I got Sky Moore on Thursday and he's gone instantly.
Very similar. Yeah. Just not even worth having.
The only person, so Hurts threw a touchdown, but the only person on my team that scored a touchdown was Pat Freiermuth. He had 1 catch for 3 yards and it was a touchdown.
Nice.
Nobody else did. The Chubb slander will continue until he gets in the end zone. Other than that, he's not Chubb. He's just Nick. That's it.
Well, we got. If you're talking about picks that I feel really good about, I wasn't super excited about going like Eckler Pollard, but I feel really good about it generally now. And now that I've got Josh Kelly on my team, like just in case Eckler pick. Yeah. So I feel pretty solid about that at this point. I mean, the Jalen Hurts thing, I've heard stuff about how it was raining and, don't worry about it. He's going to be back. And sure, I've got to win so I can believe it. I'd feel worse, if I was in your position, I'd lost, but I think that'll be fine.
It was like when you take Browns players or fucking Philadelphia or whatever, you think, oh, weather might be a factor in December.
Right.
It's week 1 and Deshaun Watson is chucking balls in the dirt while Amari Cooper's just standing there like, what the fuck happened here? It's September. It's 75 degrees out. Like, throw me the football. And then everything's tanked.
A light drizzle and their entire offense is just collapsing.
Yeah. Every single time the Browns game is on my TV, if it's in Cleveland, it's like a monsoon or snowstorm. Like, I'm just never again. Other than Chubb,
the 75-degree Eagles game, like they just overlay that like a snow overlay to make it look like there's actual weather going on because they're just all slipping and sliding on that on their field.
Some bullshit.
Yeah. So next we're talking about little like other people's stuff, which more or less would be matchups that we think are interesting. So the main one that I wanted to call out was brand new player, Mallet Head. That's his team name at this point. Yeah. Beat Mason Renner, who I believe won to get where he is, or maybe that was a different Renner.
No, Josh. He was in the championship, but Josh won.
That's right. That's what I'm trying to remember. But he beat Mason 110.56 to 110.34.
That's heartbreaking.
That might be the most painful loss in the first week. I don't know if there's another one at this point. I mean, anyone who started Rodgers had a probably more painful loss.
Yeah,
that was brutal. But this specific score, I don't know how you look at that and like make it okay for yourself.
That was Mason had commented he had, I think, Allen and I think the Jets defense. So every time Allen was throwing a pick, the Jets defense was he was gaining 1 point per pick. And then Allen fumbled, so that's a net negative. And then the pick 6, and he was just like just a hair off.
Yeah.
Of just making it happen. That's heartbreaking.
Mm-hmm. Did you notice any that you wanted to talk about?
Yeah, Langton auto-drafted, and he auto-drafted his way into the number 1 scoring team in the entirety of week 1.
We didn't even mention that, but
he also auto-drafted Mark Andrews. So even the like early pick of tight end didn't tank him. He still just fucking destroyed everybody.
Yeah,
he doubled my score.
He won this week's spot, which was highest scoring team in all 84 teams. So yeah.
Yeah. Tanner won.
Drafting's a waste of time.
Yeah, it is. Tanner won. Speaking of Rodgers, he got a 0 from Rodgers and a 0 from T. Higgins and still scored 122 and won.
Wow. Did he have the Cowboys defense?
No, he had Tyreek.
That'll do it.
That'll make up for 2 zeros pretty easily.
I felt when I saw the Tyreek score, I got to remember fondly when he was on my team last year.
Yeah, he's amazing.
Yeah.
Any bettors out there? I took Tua to lead the league in passing yards and Tyreek to lead the league in receiving yards. So we're on track.
Yeah.
Herman German, I wrote Freeze flies out of the gate. He's, I think, number 2 scoring right now in Herman German. So we're hoping for not a third piss boy.
Nice.
As the stack everyone wants, Kirk Cousins and Jordan Addison. Blipto, I wrote Tex is him.
Yeah.
Tex is the number 1 scorer in Blipto. T-Shan in Blipto was the second closest win of the week. He had a 0 from Drake London and still won by, I think, 0.7. So lucked out there, buddy, but good on you.
I'll mention Tex. I'm always curious if Tex is ever paying attention. Like historically,
I
the
doubt it.
answer was a definitive no. Like
Yeah,
there's no way that someone paying attention would like these are the results you'd have. But he did text me while I was sleeping to basically, cheer on his own team. So that he did point out his massive score, which was, I mean, it wasn't far off from the highest points in the whole league,
yeah,
but didn't quite make it because of Langton's auto drafted team.
yeah. Good on you, Tex. Good on you, Freeze. Two historic piss boys.
Mm-hmm.
Maybe this is the year.
Tex still owes us a portrait, but yes.
He's the only one I'm. Tex continuously surprised me that he hasn't done that yet.
Yeah,
Seems
this
like a guy
seems
that
like
would.
completely up his alley.
Yeah, he would love that.
Mm-hmm.
And then the only other thing I wrote was Old Hall Nigro misses projection by 60, which I think is the most I've ever
Whoa,
seen somebody miss their projection by.
that's a
That's
lot.
an entire person's, a bad person's entire team.
I'm
That's,
assuming it's like down, right? Like he missed down, not
yeah,
up.
yeah. His projection was like 120, and he got, yeah, like around 160 something.
Ugh.
Just pretty nasty.
You mean 60?
Yeah.
You said 160. Yeah.
Oh, yeah, the other way around.
Yeah. Okay.
Yeah, that was my weekly notes. Oh, I did have a couple. One like NFL note. If you're wondering why your team sucked ass, I think we just did this last year.
Yeah, this
Everyone
was a
was like,
segment.
week 1 was terrible. But this year, two things happened. One, I did this to Merritt. I want you to do this. Guess how many total touchdowns there were this week 1.
I don't know, 12.
Total touchdowns across.
Yeah,
That's
12.
not too far off. 50. Okay, this is before Monday Night Football, but 54.
Okay.
Last year, which was a down year, was 72.
Mm.
The year before that was 81. So we have like cratered.
Yeah,
This
that's
week was like the
significant.
worst in fucking 20 years on offense. And the other thing to back that up was the overall league's EPA, expected points per attempt, I believe,
Mm-hmm.
was the lowest it's been since 2001.
So if you were asking the question yet last year, can it get worse? The
It
answer is
got
a
way,
resounding,
way
like
worse.
absolutely, like not even kind of worse.
Yeah. All these
Significantly
so
worse.
I mean all you have to do is look at all the top quarterbacks, like all of them were dog shit, and everyone's like,
Yeah.
well, it's just week 1. I don't know, like, are NFL teams just forgetting that week 1 counts? Like, this isn't preseason anymore. If you're like going for a division title, every single game matters. And we have
Mm-hmm.
like the Chiefs, the fucking Eagles, the Bills, whatever, just dicking around while their well, I mean, Mahomes is good, but everyone else, did you watch, like, even watch the Eagles game? Hurts looked like he wasn't even trying. He was just like trotting around out there, like, whatever. My
It was the
defense already gave
rain.
me 17 fucking points. I don't care. I don't know. It's weird. Like, they need to bring back the 4th preseason game or something, because either that or we need to punt as a fantasy community week 1, because like the fucking NFL teams don't care about it. It's really weird.
I don't know how to explain something like that. That's bizarre. I'm sure I'm sure many
Yes, Will,
athletic
thank you.
pieces have been.
It's preseason.
Yeah, basically. Will is going to give us 14,000 words on this.
Actually, you should get on.
Yeah,
Get on the website.
actually, yeah. No one's written anything for the website, so just
Yeah.
plug the website. Go ahead and write some articles, and we'll push them out to Discord or whatever. Go ahead. All right. Yeah. Okay. Well, that's your NFL roundup. Let's go into waivers of the week. You pointed out. I was going to say the same thing. Is it like Puka, Hill, and Kelly were basically who everyone was trying to grab. Like you had some people who had Rodgers like picking up whoever they were going to replace him with, but it wasn't that significant. I tried to get like kind of a highest and lowest for each of these guys. Puka's highest was 40. His lowest was about 10. Hill's highest was 50. His lowest was free.
Yeah.
So big difference there. Kelly's highest, I wrote 11. It's not 11. I think I missed what his highest was. Somewhere.
I took him for like 20 something or 18.
Yeah, that's probably. I think that is around the highest. So we were on about 20, and his lowest is 3. So what a pickup there, especially if Eckler's out. Kyron went for 27 in Old Hall. So that was, probably that was a good chunk of change. I don't know what Dan Renner's doing. The highest in that league was Jacoby Myers for $40 from Dan Renner, and who also got Hill for 30. So Renner has already spent 70 of his fab budget.
I think the explanation there is that Renner is in Asia and just threw numbers out without thinking because
He was doing it in like Korean won, where it's like
yeah, maybe his phone updated or something to a different currency.
So 40, yeah, I guess it would, if instead of dollars, you kind of move the decimal a little bit.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah. Well, good luck, Renner.
Yeah, he did the same thing in our Dynasty League. He took Justice Hill for $50, half of his fab.
There's legitimate arguments that like your fab is most effective in the beginning of the season, like this week 1. But we'll see. Maybe we're wrong. I mean, everything we said last week was wrong, so I'm assuming everything we're saying this week is wrong too.
You and I were chatting a little bit about like what do we want to do here? What waivers? I don't know. Like how do we do this? And I always go back to like 2 years ago, I spent on Elijah Mitchell and he fucking won me my league. And then, or Amon-Ra St. Brown, if you got him 2 years ago, he won your league. Or last year, Christian Watson. Like my team was dead in the water. Christian Watson won me 3 more games.
Yeah, I got him.
And you didn't know, so you bet $20-$25, and then you could have got him for 10 or whatever, but you have him. Puka Nacua has done something that nobody has done since Anquan Bolden. If you remember Anquan Bolden, he was a fucking monster.
Yeah.
So maybe buy him. Maybe go grab him. Josh Kelly looks amazing. Their run game looks amazing. Eckler looks banged up. I don't understand why there weren't a ton of bids out for Kelly, but who knows? I don't know about Justice Hill. He's been just kind of a whatever for 3 years, but hey, it's starting running back potentially in the NFL, and that's worth it. So it was pretty weird to me to just like a lot of people just let these guys go by and didn't care about it. Also the other thing you were talking about, like it's better to spend your money early. This is one of the things I was listening to. So when I go get wings, I usually listen to a lot of the podcasts, the fantasy podcasts. And all off season, 2 things happened. One was the fantasy footballers talk over and over and over again, spend your fab early to get game changers, right? Just today, Andy Holloway, big shot, big smart guy, talked about how he didn't spend any of his fab this week because he thought he might be overpaying, and it's a season-long game, and you need all of your fab.
So he's just completely reversed his position.
This fucking moron just completely 180'd out of nowhere, doesn't even acknowledge that what he had been saying all offseason had been said. So if you listen to these guys, if you listen to these guys, you're a chump. You're setting yourself up for failure. These guys don't take responsibility for mistakes. They're fucking morons. The other thing was
what you're doing is he's living in like the most pure life philosophy. Like he's going to live in the moment. Everything that it passes past, it's water under the bridge. That Andy Holloway no longer exists.
Right.
And to him never existed. The only Andy Holloway is right now, and he believes that it's a season-long game, and he never believed that you should spend your fab.
Right.
Yeah.
Right. This is also the Jason Moore that was all in on Puka Nacua in the offseason. If you ever listened to Jason Moore, he knew coming into the draft that Puka Nacua was the guy. You know who listened to the offseason? Me. When I was holding my child and had nothing else to do. They never mentioned Puka ever. Like these guys are liars. They're Memento, don't believe their lies. Write that on your get that tattooed. Don't believe the fantasy footballers ever. They're making shit up every single time they hit record.
You know what the difference between them and their nice studio and their whole ecosystem and us in our houses is?
What?
Charisma.
Yeah.
Yeah.
You leak it. You're oozing it.
No, it's the opposite. Charisma has allowed these bullshit artists to get away with this from far too long.
It's unbelievable. They're talking about how like they called Justice Hill winning the starting job if like Dobbins was going to hold out. Like, no, you fucking didn't. No, you didn't. No. All of everyone's rankings had Gus above him. Like, shut the fuck up.
They probably still do.
God, I'm so sick of these people. And I'll be downloading all their podcasts tomorrow to kill time.
I'm going to go listen to 15 hours of their content.
Yeah.
like and subscribe.
Yep.
Yeah. So that was funny. I don't. Yeah. So yeah, do not trust them at all.
Do
Don't
not
listen to
believe
anyone.
their
Live.
lies.
You need to. That's really good. That's good advice. That's the best
Yeah.
advice that any fantasy expert, and I'm gonna lump you in with them, has ever given.
Thank you. I am an expert.
Mm-hmm.
I do have a title 10 years ago, so
Right.
I know what I'm talking about.
These guys only have the titles they have because they play in 50 leagues every year.
And they play each other, and they're all three of them morons.
Yeah, I played just this. Well, I got roped into a neighborhood league, but besides that, I basically just play this league.
Right. And this league is always changing. It's the hardest it could be.
It's the same thing as like sticking. You have one bracket in March Madness. You know, like you have to stick with your convictions and not spread it around and just fish for wins.
Yeah, it was weird. Oh, never mind. You already named all these, but yeah, I don't know. My wide receivers are dog shit, so hopefully Puka's the truth. So I went after
Perfect. That's a good summary.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't any trade activity this week, so less activity than what was it? Mitch trying to get out from under his terrible draft, which I'd say, Mitch Watch or whatever, he won.
I was just going to check that. He did win. Okay,
Yeah,
awesome.
he won. I want to say he might have been the best team in his actual league.
That would be fucking hilarious. What league is he in?
I can't remember. He's in one of the little children ones, so I think
Mitch.
I think it's Herman German. Let me pull this up real quick.
Mitch.
He's with us live. Welcome,
on the up
Mitch.
and up. Which one?
Yeah.
Which league are you in, Mitch?
Yeah, why couldn't you tell us that?
He's in Herman German. Okay.
He did not score the most. He scored 86 points.
That is 10 more than I scored, Mitch, and I was at the draft picking non-running backs.
Yeah, he scored more than two other teams in the league, his league in Herman German.
That's so
for a win.
He played basically the one other guy he could have played to get a dub, and that's fucking awesome.
Yeah, so
Tim was at the draft too, so
yeah, he was there.
That's rough.
Yep. Well, Mitch Watch, he's getting 1-0. Let's see what's next. Well, he actually made some moves this week.
Got a boy.
I want to say, yeah,
that's awesome.
He was active. Yeah, he got Kendrick Bourne. And
what a great ad.
That's it. He did not get. Oh my! You know what? He bid $36 for Puka and lost to Sam with 40, which was the highest bid. He did, and that's the highest bid in the entire league. So he had the second highest bid in the entire league.
Herman German knows it's
close. Up. Yeah.
Mitch
says he did actually queue 200 players, not all RBs, for clarification.
I don't understand why you just got RBs then. That's really confusing.
We need to have Mitch on just to interview him. Like, what exactly happened?
Yeah. Also, queuing 200 players would take an hour.
Yeah, but also like,
just let it auto draft.
It was taking terrible RBs before anyone decent. So did you just queue 200 like ordered by position? I don't know.
That's confusing.
Mysteries abound with that draft. I still don't understand. All I imagine is like Mitch on a boat in the Canadian like wild somewhere, just screaming at his phone for an update.
Fuck! James Cook! Oh, fuck! What's wrong? You don't understand!
Yeah. I just took my 8th running back.
Yeah. That's good, right? No! Fuck no. You can only start 2 or 3.
But then your backups have backups.
Yeah.
You're going to take all the backups.
Yeah.
Yeah. And then that's trade bait on week 10. All right. So we got.
You should just text me. You texting and podcasting at the same time. Yeah, I'm doing that. I'm him. I'm him. I can do that.
All right. Well, I have a little fun segment here. Is just like cocktail of the week. What is your cocktail of the week, Austin? We know both of us. Like a little background here is that both of us, you probably a little more than me, like to make fancy cocktails or just like good ones. You know, from a little bit here and there. So I've been exploring this book that goes through just bottle by bottle what a home bartender can make, and what a nice home bar would look like with a little mostly basics, but laid out really well with like good information and good basic cocktail recipes, but like focusing on how to make them right. And but like at this point, the first section was bourbon, so we're having fun with stuff like that. And but the one that I really enjoyed the most was I made a whiskey sour, but with fresh juice, and then but also with egg white. So I didn't know that was part of the whiskey sour experience until I read about it, and that was more of a historic cocktail. But I made it. I hadn't done one of those before, and it was delicious. So we'll probably see more of those in the future.
Did you use carton egg whites, or did you actually crack an egg?
No, I cracked it like a real egg white. Yeah.
Oh, that's awesome.
Yeah.
I haven't done it with that. I did Pisco sours before. It seems like sours always have egg white.
This seems to be part of the sour.
Yeah. And I just bought like cartoned egg whites, but I haven't done it with the crack before.
Yeah. What about you? What do you got for this week? Do you have a particular one you enjoyed?
Well, I'm drinking a Manhattan right now, but Merritt and I were making this weekend Vespers. Oh, nice. Vespers are delicious. So we do 1.5 ounces gin. I'm going Bombay, not Bombay Dry, and then 1.5 ounces of Tito's. That's just the vodka we have. I don't if you like a better one.
Tito's is great. Yeah.
Yeah, and then we do 1 ounce of Kochi Americano, which is like a fortified wine. It's like a Blanc vermouth, basically. I think the recipe normally calls for Lillet Blanc, but we couldn't find it. It was sold out. So Kochi Americano, and I think I like it more than Lillet Blanc. It's really, really good. That sounds. And awesome. You probably only need one. They will rock your ass. So yeah, just do one and lemon twist. Yeah, all good. They're really good. Nice. So cocktails of the week: whiskey sour with egg white and a Vesper. Yep, Kochi Americano. Perfect. All right. We're at like 37 minutes here, so we'll do a few Q&A, just some quick ones here. We'll do some quick hits here to wrap it up. Q&A almost all from Ben Freeze. He was just spamming the Discord. First one, we'll do rapid fire. Is the Sawed-Offs back? Austin, what's your answer on that? No. Are the Sawed-Offs back? It'd be like, are the Vikings back? He said, right. Is Sawed-Offs back? Grammar's wrong. You're not back. You got everything's wrong. No, not back. Not back until proven back. No, you're Texas back right now. You're false back. At this point, I want an end of season winning record. Then we can say you are. Yeah. How back do you need to be back? Yeah. What's back? Win your bowl game. You'll be back. What is back for the Sawed-Offs? I mean, a winning record. Okay. Was Iowa State back last year when they finally beat Iowa? Compared to the Gene Chizik years, yeah. Oh, they were Chizik won 3 games once. Chizik also won what 1 game once or 2? I think it was 1. Yeah. Yep. All right. Are the Ravens going to give Mark Ingram a shot? I don't believe so. No. I actually misread this the first time and thought it was Mark Andrews, and I was going to say no because Charlie Kohler is breathing down his neck. But I don't believe Ingram is. Isn't he like an analyst right now? Yeah, let's just go with no. Probably not. Okay. All right. Is Aaron Rodgers going down for the season in the first series the funniest thing to ever happen? I don't think that's the funniest thing is about that. I'm not as much into like enjoying the pain of others as Ben Freese is, but 2 other things are funny. One is that guy on Twitter calling it, or Reddit calling it almost exactly. Yeah. Like amazing. Aaron Rodgers is going to tear his ACL on MetLife Stadium, rain-soaked MetLife Stadium in 2.5 hours, and then on the dot, it fucking happened. Yeah, that's amazing. And then the second thing is all those Wisconsin people in that bar that I don't know if anyone caught that, or you guys. I'm assuming everyone knows what I'm talking about. But there was a Wisconsin bar that basically, what was the thing? If they could all, because the Jets lose, they get free booze. If the Jets lose, they get free booze. And so
as soon as Aaron Rodgers gets injured, they start racking up huge tabs because they're like, oh yeah, and then obviously at the end of the game, they lose, or the Jets won, so they did not get free booze and all had to pay up their tabs. So that was that was funny. So that was the funniest thing to happen this week.
I don't. Aaron Rodgers is a douchebag, I would say, but I feel bad for the Jets. I mean, they did win a Super Bowl, which is more than the Vikings can say, but that was like 50 years ago, and I think they've been in torture since then. So
Jets is also like probably one of my favorite brands in football. Like fighter jets and that Kelly Green or whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Like those, all their looks are fantastic. So
Kelly Green is the Eagles, and the Eagles can just get Philadelphia could just get nuked off the planet. Nobody would care. But
my mistake.
The Jets
are
great.
What I'm talking about. There's Jets green is fantastic.
It's the Iowa State Jets, so I would love them to do well, but it sucks.
Yeah, weird flex for Freeze to be excited that the Iowa State Jets are losing.
Right. Is Breece Hall and Lazard's future tanking and just going into the fucking gutter the funniest thing to ever happen? Yeah. Noted Hawkeye fan Breece says, or Freeze says. Yeah, I wonder. That. Oh, yeah, you're right. Like the best shot that Breece has at a Super Bowl going down in flames. That's really funny. We all love that.
Yeah, that Breece loves that. That's why he's Piss Boy.
Yeah, he's the one who owns all of the fucking Packers players in Dynasty too. He's a big phony. Is it going to be a Bamrick of the week? I answered this in the chat. Probably not.
Yeah, I nuked that.
We're trying to prevent naming family members, naming specifics about things needs to go.
Oh, you're reading them from the Discord. I just filtered through the different.
Well, the same ones.
Yeah, I didn't add all of them in there.
Oh,
some of them. All right. Yeah.
Will Sean Payton be held to account? Probably not. It was really funny that his Broncos scored the exact same amount as Nathaniel Hackett's Broncos in Week 1 after he talked a bunch of shit about Nathaniel Hackett. Nothing would make me happier, honestly. I mean this 100%. If Sean Payton, there are very few things that could happen to Sean Payton that I would not laugh at. I think everything bad in the world should happen to Sean Payton, including him being a massive fucking failure and him and Russ just being run out of the building. That would be so funny. I hate that guy. Quiznos should be revived.
Yeah, the Quiznos story is wild. Like about how that they basically there wasn't anything wrong with Quiznos. They just like the company ran it into the ground.
Didn't they just expand too much?
Yeah, it was like
they're too big.
It was some crazy thing that they did on the corporate side just absolutely destroyed the restaurant.
That almost reminds me of what if you had a fantasy league that was like the perfect size and then you got way too big and then people just kept dropping off and you couldn't manage the quality of each individual franchise.
I don't know what that would be like. I can't even imagine. I don't have the ability
we'll never know.
To imagine that. Yeah, we'll never know. Who knows?
Is T-Shan's 0.8 win against Shugart the start of an undefeated run to the gavel? Yes. We'll talk about it at Beers on Friday.
Jersey Mike's the best cold sub chain. I've never had Jersey Mike's. I've heard nothing but good things. I live near one, but as soon as I'm not looking at a Jersey Mike's, it doesn't exist to me.
Right.
Like I don't ever think Jersey Mike's, but I do. You know what's sad is I'll remember. I realized I couldn't remember.
Jimmy John's, Subway.
Jimmy John's. Yeah, Jimmy John's. I'll remember Jimmy John's as my sub place because it's built. It's baked into my brain from oh, you want a sub, you get Jimmy John's.
There are two Jimmy John's within a mile of me, and both of them say they cannot deliver to me.
That's weird.
It's fucking.
They're
insane.
Supposed to be so fast that you'll freak. That's the point.
I know.
Yeah.
Jersey Mike's is very good. I actually, the first time I ever went to Minneapolis to visit people, Christian lived here, and I asked him if we could go somewhere for lunch. He's like, "There's this great local place. Have you heard of Jersey Mike's?" So, we just went and grabbed some subs, and then he also took me to Punch Pizza, which is not a local establishment either. So, thanks, Christian. Appreciate it. They're both delicious.
Christian takes you to like, oh look, the Mall of America, and it's just like
Yeah.
one of the Targets.
It's Wahlburgers. Yeah.
All right. He says, "What's the best FX drama series ever made?"
I feel like there was one I was just watching actually. FX series.
Oh, I got FX and AMC mixed up. God, yeah, I don't even know. I mean, I remember Nip Tuck being a big deal.
Yeah, everyone loved. Welcome to Wrexham was really good.
Yeah, I
Fargo
enjoyed that.
Fargo was really good.
Oh, Fargo's there? Yeah, Fargo's probably that might be my favorite. I don't know what else is that they've got.
It's Always Sunny is on FX. That's easily that has to win, right?
That's not a drama series.
Oh yeah,
he was specifically saying that. So I would say Fargo. Unless you're gonna give me another one that I like more. But at this point, Fargo.
Really good.
Yeah.
Drama. Fargo, yeah.
Drama.
What about The Bear?
Oh, I love The Bear. Yeah. I really love The Bear.
I thought the first. So I've seen the first 3 seasons of Fargo, and I think the third one wasn't as good. But The Bear
being an anthology means that they can, they have some variability.
Yeah.
Oh, something else that wasn't Mad Men FX? No, that's AMC. Okay, never mind. So
it's actually funny. He listed Rescue Me and Sons of Anarchy, and when I first graduated college and went to Cerner, I was working in at lunch. I would take my lunch break and watch Rescue Me or Sons of Anarchy. And I watched
all of Sons of Anarchy. I watched the whole thing.
Yeah, I watched the first probably 3 seasons of Rescue Me and loved it. And then I probably watched the first 3 seasons of Sons of Anarchy and loved it. But I never finished both of them. But I thought they were both really good. Sons of Anarchy just got on my nerves because it was the detective that was like.
I do not remember that.
Every single sentence she started. You better listen right now, because if you fucking don't, I'm gonna take your fucking mom out. I don't know. It was just.
This is more captivating on audio, I bet.
Yeah, there was literally Reddit threads about it because I was like, "Am I going insane?" But everyone else was.
They heard it too. I don't remember that at all. So maybe it's like
the main woman detective that's against the main dude.
Yeah, I remember.
First, 3 seasons was all the time.
Did we have okay? So my answers they're Fargo or The Bear, and I think you're saying the same thing.
I'm saying The Bear, yeah.
All right. So next one is Beryl building all that muscle with the assistance of PEDs. This is from a jealous Paul Edwards.
I would say he is not. He's just all natural, and you need to lay off the twin bings or whatever, Paul.
Yeah, Paul.
Sorry, it's some tough love. We all need to lay off the twin bings.
I need to. Yeah, I could use a few less twin bings. Although, you know what? I used to hate twin bings. I hated them, and then I had one recently. It was good. So
pretty good, right?
Yeah, we all grow as people.
Yeah, I've been doing the Peloton 20-minute workouts, full body.
Wow, you can tell.
Yeah, try that, Paul. You'll love it.
Yeah,
not a big deal.
All right.
Not a big deal.
I think that runs for all of our Q&A, right? Is there anybody else? Did anyone else dump some garbage into the chat for us to take a crack at?
Fucking trash. Will was texting me, but it's nothing important.
Will just has it's like one of those 70 messages of just drivel over serial
Yeah,
killer.
Will texted me his best ball strategy. It took 75 minutes for me to get through it all. It was insane.
It's literally just the notebook from 7 that they find in the end. Just
yeah. No, he was saying, Bamrix, did you know fresh ingredients make your drinks taste better? We already knew that, but he said, I bet you buy your lime and lemon juice in a bottle.
Look, when we started in college, an old fashioned was like muddled with cherries and sugar and like trash, and like there
Uh,
was a muddling process involved. People were using like a whiskey sour was whiskey and sour mix. So like, yes, people obviously didn't know this, but we're just saying now that we enjoy our drinks with fresh ingredients. You got any more zingers, Will? Why don't you just type those into the chat or add them to Discord, and then maybe we'll address them next time.
why don't you type them into a trade offer where you give me Calvin Ridley, you fucking asshole?
Why don't you type them into an Excel file and then just go ahead and move that Excel file to the recycle bin?
Yeah, got him.
Nerd. All right. I don't. We don't have any more big segments or anything like that.
No,
We're gonna.
if everyone could go and thumbs down the other D League and DMCA strike them if you can, get them out of here.
This is a.
We're done.
Yeah, I don't know.
No, I do think it would be really funny if we reached out to them and either had them on ours or go on theirs. It would be really funny.
I don't know if anyone knows at this point, but I like pasted in the Discord. There is actually another D League that has created a YouTube channel where they do D League podcasts, but they just started this season as of like 13 days ago. And so just if you search in YouTube D League podcast, there's two of us, but we do at least have we've been around for 14 years, and we did do an entire season of video podcast content. So I guess we got that feather in our cap. Although their production quality is is pretty top notch.
Those bastards.
Yeah. Anyway, okay. Well, that's all we got. That's all I have for this week. Austin, do you have any last thoughts?
Nope, all good.
All right. Well,
under an hour. Let's get the hell out of here.
Yeah. Good luck, and we'll see you next week. Bye.
Bye. That's awesome. The shutdown thing is great.
Yeah, I think, is it over? Play outro.
No, it's back up again. It says live and recording.
Oh, it says, yeah, end now. Play outro and end stream. Why are...
Oh no, we're still here. That's so embarrassing.